It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hello, good morning to you on Wednesday. Hope you're having a great week so far. We're midway through, and we have some news to tell you about. Makes sense, doesn't it? Around the Ozarks news. That's what we're going to do. All right, so here we go. A woman from Ava is accused of stealing more than $400,000 from an elderly woman. No age on the elderly woman. The woman is charged with financial exploitation of an elderly person and stealing. The victim claims the woman borrowed the money to pay for an attorney and never paid it back. The accused told authorities she repaid the money, but nevertheless, she is charged with some pretty serious charges. An income tax cut is being automatically triggered in Missouri because the state's general revenue increased by $200 million. Because of a special session, that decision was made back in 2022. The cut of 0.1 of a percentage point means Missouri's top income tax rate will drop from 4.8% to 4.7%. It goes into effect on January 1st. It is the fifth tax cut under Governor Parson.
All right. Contention over the northwest corner of Sunshine and National continues. We'll see what's going to go in there. Next week, a rezoning application will go before the Springfield Planning and Zoning Commission. But this week, some residents in the University Heights neighborhood tried to get a judge to change his recent decision regarding the deed restrictions in that neighborhood. The judge ruled in favor of developers in the case. The developers have since gone back to the drawing board themselves. They say they're not sure what type of business could go into that very busy corner. We shall see.
It continues. Yeah.
It continues.
I don't know that it's ever going to end. It's amazing.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because if the judge has ruled, the judge has ruled. You know what I mean? Even though they're asking him to look at it again.
Right, but there's more to it. Now there's planning and zoning that has to decide, and they don't. Yeah. It doesn't sound like they know what they're deciding on if the developers don't know what they're going to put there. So
yeah. We are still under a heat advisory in the Springfield area. Feels like temperatures above 100 degrees this week, and they will stay that way until Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. The Springfield Greene County Park Board has opened up emergency cooling shelters for anyone who might need some relief.
Yeah, it's pretty steamy. But it hasn't really been all summer. So I still don't think that we've hit 100 degrees, actually, have we? As a temperature. I don't think so.
I don't know.
A federal appeals court just ruled that a Missouri law that prevents lawmakers from working as lobbyists for 2 years after leaving office is unconstitutional. The law was approved by voters in 2018, part of an initiative called so-called Clean Missouri. The appeals court found it violates First Amendment rights. And to me,
I feel like I could have guessed that because it reminds me very much of the non-compete clause.
Right. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Lost a million times because if your trade is your trade, if it's what you do, it violates, your right to go be able to make money for yourself. So.
Well, and we know these very well because in television they have non-compete clauses all the time, meaning you can't quit at one station and go across the street and work for another station. The station argues that they promoted you and they made you a name, and it's not fair for you to take what they've invested in you and then make it work for the competitor. And that happens at a lot of different businesses. I've always TV people sign them all the time because that's basically what you have to do to get a job, or at least it was.
Not in Oklahoma.
While we were working. But I've always argued that whether I sign it or not, it's unconstitutional on the face of it, because how can a company that isn't paying me, because once I quit or leave, that company's no longer paying me. How is it that they can then control my life if they're not paying a paycheck to me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've always thought that. And in Oklahoma, it was ruled to be unconstitutional a while ago, right?
Oh, yeah, a while ago. It's nothing to see
years ago
some of their big names be on one station one night and a totally different station the next night.
Yeah. Well, the FTC has ruled that non-competes are unconstitutional. So I don't know what the time frame is on that, but that was, I think, late last year. Maybe they ruled that, or maybe early this year. But the
Yeah, I
Federal
think it's
Trade Commission.
whoever ran the Clean Missouri initiative was smart because their marketing worked because voters approved that in 2018. But I would say that most voters, at least in Missouri, would say, no, you have, the right to go use whatever trade that you have or skill set and go make money elsewhere. Or in this case, for the lobbyist, if you are a lawmaker and you are passionate about something, you carry, if it's a personal passion / conviction, you carry that with you even after you're no longer a lawmaker. So why would you not be able to go work as a lobbyist?
Well, because when you're talking about lawmakers and lobbyists, they're promised money later on. When you get out, you're promised money if you do something now. It's the concern of corruption, and so I understand why people would say, well, for lawmakers, this should be a rule, because they're trying to root out or prevent corruption,
Yeah,
and that sort of thing. But it is
no
well,
more.
an appeals court at least says it's. We'll see what happens after the appeals court. Springfield manufacturer Paul Mueller is planning a $20 million expansion. The expansion will add 100,000 square feet to the company's headquarters there at Kansas and Chestnut. Paul Mueller facility manufactures stainless steel equipment that cools, heats, processes, and stores products like milk, medicine, food, and water. And they do a good job at it. They've been operating in Springfield since 1940.
All right. Another Springfield-based company is growing. Bass Pro Shops is also growing. Not just Paul Mueller, apparently. Bass Pro is building a new store right outside Duluth, Minnesota. It's the 5th store to open there. It's expected to be open in the first half of next year. All right. We told you recently about a blood test that would detect Alzheimer's disease early. Now the FDA has approved the first blood test as a primary screening tool for colon cancer as well. It is called SHIELD. It'll be used for people 45 years and older who are at average risk of getting colon cancer.
Okay. Making it easier to screen for things. St. Louis Cardinals are about 7 games back in second place right now in the National League Central Division. And they just made a trade to try to get better. The Cardinals picked up right-handed pitcher Eric Fetty and outfielder Tommy Pham from the Chicago White Sox. The Redbirds are giving up, though, Tommy Edman, going out to L.A., I think. The hope is that Fetty will solidify the Cardinals' rotation so that they can try to make a run at a playoff spot as the season starts to wind down here as we get into August. This is cool. I love this. The Blue Angels aerial demonstration team is coming to Branson next year. The Pride of the United States Navy will perform at the Wings of Pride Air Show in August of 2025 at the Branson Airport. This will actually be the first time ever for the FA-18 Super Hornets to perform in Branson at an air show.
It is a sight to see.
It really is. We went up to Kansas City a couple of years ago, and we saw them and the Thunderbirds, with whom I've ridden, of course. And it was truly remarkable to watch.
It was remarkable.
That show. Yeah.
It was. All right. The Dickerson Park Zoo has some babies to celebrate. 3 cotton top tamarins. Did I say it right, Ethan?
Yes.
Okay. They were born this week. Fully grown tamarins weigh just about 1 pound each. They are native to South America. The triplets were born to 5-year-old mom, Kiki, and 16-year-old dad, Super Cutie. I hope I said it right. I did look it up, but it is a cute little thing that I had never heard of in my whole life. So.
I looked them up online. They've got white, like a big white chest. But they're tiny. They only, at full grown, they only weigh 1 pound.
Yeah.
So it's like some of those little rat dogs people have.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, you could call it a monkey. You know what I mean? But
yeah. A primate.
A primate. It
Is
does
that it?
kind of look like a dog. Yeah.
I
Well,
thought
I mean, you
it had a
said
white
the white
chest.
one. Here's the white one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there's apparently different colors,
Okay.
but they
All
are
right.
pretty cute. So anyway, if you want to go look at them up close and personal, then just head over to the Dickerson Park Zoo and you can look at 3 of them at least.
There you go.
Okay, that's it. We are so excited about the Around the Ozarks news ball game coming up on August 9th. Hopefully you
Yep.
get tickets to that. And then
Yep.
there's a big giveaway that night, an ultimate date night experience. So and then don't forget about the contest right now at aroundtheozarks.com. It's a good one. Quite the prize package. So
Yeah, you
check
can
it
win a
out.
lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
I think that'll do it for a Wednesday.
Okay. All right. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
That sounds good. See you tomorrow.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your Wednesday. It is going to be another hot one. We are setting the stage for a toasty day across the Ozarks. The map is covered with heat advisories, excessive heat warnings. It's going to be a scorcher out there today with heat index values nearing 110 as we go through the course of the afternoon. High temperatures today, easily in the upper 90s. We're starting out in the mid 70s. With sunshine in the forecast, it is not hard to get up into the upper 90s with these types of starting temperatures. Heat index values will be in the triple digits too, so it is just going to be a hot summer day in the Ozarks. Not record territory, no triple digits for us, but close. And in some cases, it's just going to feel awful out the door. The humidity is just through the roof. It's soupy outside. We do have some storms on the radar today. All of those, though, mainly taking place north of the Ozarks. Of course, the eastern Ozarks were kind of skated by that complex of showers and thunderstorms yesterday, most of which headed for southern Illinois and created some severe weather there. The severe weather across the country today will be well to our north up in portions of Iowa and northern Kansas. I am expecting a small opportunity for an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Most, though, stay dry, and we just have to suffer through the heat and humidity. I expect that temperatures will land at about 98 degrees, widespread heat index values near 110. Excessive heat warnings basically run north of I-44, heat advisories in place along and south of I-44, and these are going to be in place not just today, but they'll be extended into tomorrow, and I think we may even see some extensions take place through the weekend. Low rain chances are in the forecast. I mentioned that opportunity for an isolated storm today. Now, if a storm gets going, it is so hot and so humid that each storm that develops has the opportunity to be severe with very heavy downpours, maybe some hail and some of the strongest ones. But I think that opportunity for rain and storms is about 10%. I mean, it's very, very low across the Ozarks, isolated at best. And those low rain chances start to get a little bit better as we near the end of the work week and to the weekend. I hope we can insert some low end rain chances into the weekend forecast because we need it to cool down, but it's not looking like a great opportunity for rain because we're kind of securely under this big bubble of hot air. Very hard for the rain and storms to break through this type of air mass. Heat headlines may be extended for the weekend too. It looks very warm, very humid for the weekend as well as we enter the month of August and round out the month of July. Conditions will be toasty. Today, I have high temperatures in the upper 90s, anywhere from 96 to 98 degrees across the Ozarks today. Tomorrow, another scorcher near 98 for the high temperature on Thursday. By Friday, mid 90s because the rain chance may be at about 20%, but we'll have to watch that weekend forecast. I think the heat index looks a little bit better, but it will still be very hot for any extended outdoor time. Around the country, what's making headlines? It's a more active pattern and more unsettled for the eastern half of the country. They are not under the big ridge of high pressure. And while we have the heat wave building here in the Midwest, we are talking about heat building back into the West Coast as well as temperatures rise out there. There's also this daily opportunity for scattered thunderstorms, creating some flash flooding and severe weather. That risk exists all the way from the mid-Atlantic today back up through the northern plains, north of the Ozarks today, but we do have that isolated chance for a little spot shower. So active in some places across the country, but for us, it's kind of stagnant, hot, humid, that just persists through most of the work week forecast. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. Here's the question that I left you with yesterday. Which weather phenomenon has never been recorded in Singapore? The options were A, hail, B, a tornado, C, snow, or D, thunder. The biggest guesses were B and C, tornado and snow, but those that guessed C, snow, would be correct. Probably not a lot of us have visited Singapore, but it's a fascinating place, and their climate is very tropical. So, yeah, it has never snowed in Singapore. No snow reports have ever been recorded there. In fact, within the past 10 years, the lowest temperature recorded in Singapore was in 2014 at 21.1 degrees Celsius. What is that? About 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah, if it's not dropping below 70, it ain't going to snow in Singapore. So congrats. If C, snowfall, was your guess, it does not snow in Singapore. All right, here is your next trivia question. Another chance to win $20 to Scooter's Coffee. On average, what is the hottest month of the year for the contiguous United States? Do you think it is A, June, B, July, C, August, or D, September? You can submit your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Head on over to the website to find that. You can also find the anniversary contest while you're there. I told you about it yesterday, but it's kind of awesome. It's our anniversary here at Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, our 1-year anniversary. And Ethan and Sarah Forheads have been delivering the Around the Ozarks news for you for 2 years now. So we're celebrating here at Around the Ozarks with a chance to win. One lucky winner is going to receive a $50 gift card to Jim's Steakhouse and Pub, a $50 gift card to Alamo Draft House, and a 4-pack of passes to Wonders of Wildlife. Pretty awesome giveaway there. You can make an entire weekend of celebration with us. Just head to the website and you'll find that contest. Thanks so much to our sponsors, Scooter's Coffee and Rescue Towing. Find a way to beat the heat today. We'll be back again tomorrow to talk about the scorching temperatures taking over the Ozarks this week.